In the heart of West Virginia, along a lonely stretch of road, something awoke in 1966. It was a creature that defied explanation, part man, part bird, with eyes that burned like hot coals. For 13 months, it haunted the town of Point Pleasant, a silent specter in the sky. But this was no mere monster. Nuh-uh. It was an omen, a terrifying prophet of a disaster that would bring a nation to its knees. They called it the Mothman. November 12, 1966. Near Clendenin, West Virginia, 5 men are in a local cemetery preparing a grave. As dusk settles, it's getting dark. Their work is interrupted. They look up, and see a brown, human-like figure. Whispers, "No way, no way," lifting off from the nearby trees. It wasn't a bird, they said. No bird I ever seen. It moved like a man, but it had wings. They watch, frozen. Nobody move as it glides silently over their heads and disappears into the darkness. 3 nights later, the creature reappeared, this time near the abandoned TNT area outside Point Pleasant. A sprawling, eerie complex of concrete domes and tunnels left behind from World War II. 2 young couples, the Scarberrys and the Mallets, were driving late at night when they saw it. A tall, gray creature, its eyes glowing red in the car's headlights. Terrified, they sped away, hearts pounding, breath shaking. But the creature, it gave chase. It flew alongside their car, easily keeping pace, even as they hit 100 miles per hour, its wings never seeming to flap. The story exploded. Boom! The local press dubbed the creature Mothman. Soon, sightings were coming in from all over Point Pleasant. People reported seeing it near their homes, perched on rooftops, or flying over the river. It became a local phenomenon. A town living on edge. Was it real? Maybe it was. Or had mass hysteria taken hold? The strangeness didn't stop with the creature. Witnesses began reporting visits from unsettling, intimidating men dressed in black suits. Who were they? These men in black would ask strange questions and warn people to stop talking about what they saw. Just forget it ever happened. At the same time, the events attracted famed author and paranormal investigator John Keel. He arrived in town hoping to get to the bottom of the mystery, not as a believer, but as a journalist. The high strangeness escalated. A local man named Woodrow Deringberger claimed to have been stopped on the road by a strange craft. What? And communicated telepathically with its occupant, a bizarre, grinning entity who called himself Indrid Cold. Simultaneously, John Keel and other residents began receiving strange prophetic phone calls. Metallic, inhuman voices on the line, predicting disasters and speaking in riddles. This can't be real. The Mothman was no longer just a creature. It was becoming a nexus of paranormal phenomena. For decades, the Silver Bridge was the pride of Point Pleasant. It was a critical artery connecting West Virginia to Ohio, a lifeline for commerce and community. Yeah, people trusted it. Every day, thousands of cars crossed its steel frame, trusting its strength. Never questioning it. In December of 1967, decorated for the holidays, it carried the weight of rush hour traffic, twinkling lights, cold air, its lights shimmering, over the cold, dark waters of the Ohio River. December 15th, 1967, just after 5 p.m., rush hour. The bridge was full. The bridge was packed with people heading home. Then, witnesses reported hearing a loud crack, like a gunshot. Then, a single critical eye-bar in the suspension chain failed. Oh no! In less than a minute, the entire Silver Bridge buckled, twisted, and collapsed into the icy river below, taking dozens of cars and people with it. The aftermath was a scene of devastation. 46 people lost their lives. God. The town of Point Pleasant was plunged into mourning. In the wake of the tragedy, investigators discovered the cause. A tiny stress fracture in a single eyebar, just 0.1 inches deep, had brought the entire structure down. A tragedy waiting to happen. And then, a chilling realization. After the bridge collapsed, the Mothman was never seen in Point Pleasant again. Never. This led to the terrifying question that defines the Mothman legend. Was the creature a malevolent entity that somehow caused the disaster? Or was it something else entirely? A being drawn to the psychic energy of impending doom, trying to warn the people of the tragedy to come. A silent prophet, whose warnings were not understood until it was too late. Too late. The 13 months of terror in Point Pleasant cemented the Mothman as one of America's greatest modern myths. John Keel would go on to write his famous book, The Mothman Prophecies, bringing the story to a global audience. Today, the town of Point Pleasant has embraced its strange history with a festival and a statue dedicated to the creature that once terrified its residents. A monument. A monument to a mystery that will likely never be solved. So, what do you believe? Was the Mothman a harbinger of doom? A creature from another dimension? Or simply a misidentified bird, amplified by fear? Some mysteries are not meant to be solved. They are meant to remind us that there are still dark, unexplored corners of our world, and that sometimes those corners look back. If this story gave you chills, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Dark Facts, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another true horror story.